Sabrina and Casey, how did you find Carnivore?
So we found it through our mom, really. She's the one who found it first. She's always doing so much researching to help us with our challenges. And after trying several different diets and different medications and supplements and all that, she finally found carnivore, and that has helped so much more than anything else so far, and so much more quickly, too. Yeah.
Right. And so your mum helped you find it. So Sabrina and Casey, how old are each of you?
So Casey turned 15 on December 22nd, and I turned 21 on January 2nd. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, oldest
Um,
kid, middle kid.
okay. So, how like you were looking for a diet? You're very young to be doing this. So, what was the reason you were trying out different diets?
So it's several different reasons. We've all had our different challenges, and mine were sensory challenges, sensory processing disorder. I've always had these like sensory discomforts, like I don't like seams in clothing or that kind of thing. And it just continued getting worse as I got older. Like I don't feel comfortable touching oily things or eating very oily things. And Casey's were much worse, just right from the start. Like he had such a hard time sleeping. Like my mom would, sing to him to try to get him to sleep through the night. And even then, he was just so tense. Like he was clenching his muscles during the night. Like he wasn't able to fully relax even while he was sleeping. And he would lash out at us, like hitting, biting. We'd have to put him in timeout, which would just cause even more of a tantrum. But finally we found gaps. I can't remember what the
Yeah, I looked it up earlier, but I can't remember.
yeah, I can't
So
remember what the acronym stands for, but it is like eating more whole foods. We were like half and half meat and plant, but it did help him quite a bit. At least got him to stop it with his lashing out at us. And but other challenges it hadn't gone away quite yet. Like he was always sniffling and rubbing his nose, like it would itch, and I was still having trouble with my sensory issues and all that stuff. And I was just having so much brain fog, trouble focusing, trouble in school, keeping my grades up, which I still did, but it was very hard. And then we eventually found our way to Carnivore, which we have been on for 22 months now, just a couple days ago officially. And for Casey, that starting Carnivore just like 4 weeks into Carnivore, and the sniffling and sneezing and itching of the nose stopped. He's also had brain fog clear up, so have I, and just got through all that. Thank goodness. Yeah.
Right. Wow. So you've been on this 22 months. Casey, how's everything with you as far as have you noticed improvements with school and stuff like that?
I mean, well, I've always been on carnivore with school or like starting high school. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I'm doing really well so far. I've only gotten like A's and A minuses so far, so that's yeah, that's really nice. And like my brain fog has cleared up, like Sabrina said. Um, I mean, I still struggle a little bit with like time management, but I'm still figuring that out, right? So, but yeah, I think without carnivore, I'd be way, way worse off with school. So, yeah.
Wow. And Sabrina, you're in college now?
So I graduated high school just a couple months ago. With my challenges, I was held back a bit, so I didn't start until a bit later. And so obviously I didn't finish until later, but I'm taking a break from that, and hopefully I'm hoping to heal up enough that I can go to Argentina in the fall and do college there.
Oh, cool. And you want to kind of do this as a exploring Argentina thing as well.
Yeah, I'm learning to speak Spanish, which Carnivore has helped immensely with. I'm picking up stuff much more quickly. And yeah, I'm excited to become fluent in it and, do school down there, find out what I'm good at. Yeah.
This is awesome. It's really good to talk to young people who've like noticed so many benefits with going on to this way of eating.
Yeah.
So, how do you both eat day to day?
So we obviously very meat based, though we love our dairy.
Yeah.
Just absolutely love it. Our mom, she fermented a lot to making like sauerkraut and stuff, and now she ferments stuff like kefir and yogurt. So we drink a lot of kefir, eat a lot of yogurt. We love our clotted cream, that really thick, like sort of like whipped cream. It's just a tiny bit naturally sweet, and it's so good. Like all I wanted for my birthday was to eat an entire jar of that instead of a cake. Just an entire jar of that. And so, yeah, a lot of dairy, and we love our beef. So it's
Oh
like
yeah.
beef patties. Yeah.
And then we also put like some cheese on it or like blue cheese.
Oh,
That is really, really good.
uh-huh. We love melting cheese on top of it, make it nice and soft. And
Oh
yeah.
yeah, and we also have quesadillas.
Oh, yeah, our carnivore quesadillas. My mom, she blends up the egg yolks and egg whites and adds a bit of beef gelatin to it to make it a bit thicker. And that's kind of like the crepe that she then cooks on a skillet. Then she adds the cheese, lets that melt a little bit, and crisps it on both sides. And it's so good.
Wow, that's really cool. And how have your friends reacted to this? Has anyone noticed that you're not eating bread and stuff anymore?
Yeah, yeah, we get questions about that. Like my best friend Caroline, we've had a lot of conversations about that. Like I get into something and I tell her all about it, no matter what it is. So yeah, when we got started with Carnivore, I told her about that, and yeah, she's been very supportive of it. Like she understands why we eat this way, why it's helping, and definitely sees the improvements in us. Like I'm able to give her a hug now, and she's like just so supportive of us with all that. Yeah.
And has it been the same, similar for you, experience for you, Casey?
Uh, I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Mm.
Yeah, he has more online
Yeah.
friends than in person. So, yeah, they don't talk about diet stuff as much as us
No.
girls.
So, you mentioned, Casey, that you were both kind of trying out the GAPS diet before. So, when your mum came to you and said, "Okay, well, we're going to try carnivore," did you both think, "Well, this sounds crazy," or did you kind of go, "Well, we were halfway there anyway, so
Well, so when we first started out carnivore, I mean, my mom found it to try and help us, right? So, and I'm like, how long are we going to be on this carnivore thing? Oh, this is so restrictive. And then after a month, it's just like, honestly, the food is just so good. I mean, especially like the dairy, like Sabrina talked about, and just, I mean, even even if I didn't have any health uh, benefits while doing carnivore, I'd still stay on it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go back no matter what. It's just so good.
So, did you both notice energy improvements and
Oh,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah. We both got such better sleep. Like we're sleeping all through the night or
Yeah.
waking up just like once or twice, whereas in the past we would wake up multiple times throughout the night and then have trouble going back to sleep. But now we sleep so much better and to feel so much more rested in the morning. Like we have so much more energy.
that's fantastic. So, I guess it's carnivore all the way now. Huh?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wow. And so I guess like a lot of people would be looking at your situation and thinking, how how can they eat in such a restricted way when they are so young? You know, I can understand when someone gets to 50 or 60 years old and they've got lots of medical complaints and stuff and they want to just kind of, you know, they want to feel good, right? But for someone for people so young, don't you feel this is restrictive? What would you say to that?
Not at all. Not restrictive at all. Like, I mean, yeah, I used to love eating like bread and stuff, but honestly, the way I feel on carnivore just outweighs any pleasure I could get from eating anything else. Because, like, I, sure, eating just meat or just dairy or just animal products may seem quote unquote restrictive, but feeling it the way I was before carnivore is so much more restrictive. Like, I do not want to go back to how I was before. That was just a terrible time. So, yeah, way I was eating before, that was restrictive.
Hmm. And Casey, you feel similar?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just all the food is so good. I mean, there are so many different dairy products and different types of animals and everything to try out. So, I mean, honestly, I can't even say it's restrictive. But, I mean, there are always things you haven't tried before.
Yeah. Nice. Um, so did either of you experience any negative symptoms when you started doing this?
I mean, not that I can think of, other than, okay, I will say that my body is very sensitive. So, a couple weeks ago, my mom got this a cheaper big plastic jug of like beef tallow, you know, the cheapest kind you can buy at like Costco, that kind of thing. She got it from a friend, and she made some quesadillas with that. And afterward, my body just felt terrible. Like whatever they might have added to that, or something. Maybe it wasn't organic, like it said. I don't know what, but my body just cleared it out completely. Like I was feeling terrible, and it just pushed it all out. At first, we weren't sure that it was that, but then I had it again a couple days later, and we were sure after that. So, yeah, so I will say there are some things that my body is very specific about, but if I stay at the healthiest that you can get, like organic, grass fed, grass finished, then no negative side effects whatsoever, only improvements.
Okay, nice. So a question for each of you. If you were giving your friends advice about starting with carnivore or trying it out, what
Yes,
is the number one piece of advice or the number one tip you would give them?
I would say start out with it as like and an elimination diet, because there are so many things that we are reacting to, but we might not know that we're reacting to. Like, I thought I didn't react to like spices and stuff, but then I had some hot dogs that had spices in them, and I got so constipated that it hurt to get it out. So start slow, but to work your way up to only meat, and then if you really want to, start adding stuff in. But you might be surprised with what you react to. So just be ready for that. That it's better to be cautious about you know trying something new when you're not sure how your body is going to react to it, because anything can happen.
Nice. And Casey, how about you? What would your advice or tip be?
It's probably about the same thing. I mean, I'd say if you're struggling a little bit with restriction, then maybe have like some cheese or something. That's really good with some beef.
Or some bacon.
Or some, yeah, definitely some bacon. Have some bacon. Uh, and also have like clotted cream or something, 'cause that's really good.
Nice, nice. So, I hope you'll consider coming back on maybe 6 months from now and let us know how you're going. And it'd be really good to get an update on how things are progressing.
Yeah, definitely. We'd love that.
Yeah, awesome. In the meantime, is there any way that people can connect with you? Is like
Yeah.
social media or anything?
Yeah, the email that my mom used to contact you, I can't remember the name of it, but they can reach us through that. So, yeah.
No, no problem at all. I'll link that in the show notes. Um, Sabrina and Casey, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. We enjoyed it.